This is Coast FM, and the song is called You To Me Are Everything, and that's the big hit song by The Real Thing at Coast FM. And it's Monday morning, 10 minutes after 8 o'clock, and as we do every Monday, except for last weekend because it was a public holiday, we invite Edgar Adams of the Central Coast Business Review come and talk about what's happening in the business world of the Central Coast, because quite often it's one of our, well, not quite often, Edgar, it's one of our major employers. I got the E's and the R's wrong this morning. Good morning, Edgar.
Yeah, good morning, Peter. How you going?
You're looking at the E's before me R's.
Yes. No, it is a major employer. That's right.
And in an effort to, in fact, reduce the number of people who are forced to commute to either Sydney or Newcastle for work, I mean, local jobs are the paramount thing, aren't they?
They are.
Now, just thinking about that, you had mentioned before we came on the air that this is Innovation Month as a national promotion.
Correct. Across Australia, it's Innovation Month, Australian Innovation Month. And all across the regions and through the cities, there are innovation functions and expos and seminars telling people about all the wonderful, innovative things that are going on.
Right, okay.
And encouraging, but the idea is to encourage people to be innovative.
You're talking about inventing things, or...?
Well, inventing and making better. Improving.
Right. Okay.
So sometimes, you've got something, but, you work out a process to make it better. That's being innovative. And someone said, I'm not quite sure who it was, an economy that doesn't innovate will slow and ultimately deteriorate.
Oh, I like that rhyme,
and that's right. And that's pretty true. That's pretty true.
Now, how does our Central Coast stack up in that regard?
Well, it's interesting because this is an Australian government initiative in terms of making it happen. But Innovate Australia is an organisation that runs separately. But the federal government has made the Central Coast one of only 10 innovative regions in Australia. So right across Australia.
Are we that advanced, are we?
Well, they're saying that's what they want us to be.
Gotcha.
They want us to be.
Right.
And they think we have the means to do it. And so, it wasn't just a bright idea. And so the fact that we're that means that it gives us a bit of clout up in Canberra to do certain things. And so there's a lot of events on over the next month.
So we've got events on the coast here talking about innovation and various companies or styles.
Yeah. The theme this month is smart innovation, and there's all sorts of fun thingos, but there's a launch of the Central Coast Manufacturing Connect. I'm not with it this morning, Pete. I've got the flu. Launch of Central Coast Manufacturing Connect. Now, the manufacturers have had various groups over the years, and they've at last got a group together which I think will be sustainable in the long run. Because we've got a lot of very diverse manufacturing industry here, and it's very hard to get them together. Anyway, I think so that's being launched this month, and there's an innovation summit on the 10th of May. And they've got a special guest speaker coming along.
But are these things, though, I mean, you and I are against things like just talk fests for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Do these things achieve something?
Well, I think what the idea is to try and encourage people
to get together.
To get together or share ideas, but also to think about being innovative. And without blowing my own trumpet, which I'm not real good at. The Central Coast Business Review was the first regional business magazine in Australia 20 years ago. It was a bright idea of mine. And they say, people have said, well, you're pretty innovative in doing that. And if you're innovative, you sort of beat the competition. Being innovative is being ahead of the competition. One step ahead. And that's what it's all about. So they've got that, and then there's quite a few. There's a Green Central thing on the 11th showing different education models which Youth Connections run, and then Towards a Smarter Central Coast is a seminar being held at Mingara on the 23rd of May, and that's all about education and training. But of course education and training is part of this being innovative.
Right, okay.
And anyone who's interested can get onto the website. It's if they just put Central Coast Innovation Festival into Google, it'll come up with all the programs there are, and it's going to be quite good.
Now, talking about innovation for the Central Coast, how are things progressing with our bid to have the national broadband brought to the Central Coast ahead of the pack, shall we say?
Well, funny you should ask that. We just before Easter, a couple of senior executives from NBNco came up and met us here on the coast.
Oh, they did.
Came up from Melbourne, yeah,
Great.
And talked to us about how we were going with our proposal. And actually, I still think we've got a very, very good chance. And one of the big issues is we've got to show that we've got the skills.
Yeah.
And we do have the skills. And I'm not just saying that. We've got quite a few. And, of course, Youth Connections, they've already put into place training programs for the young kids.
The cable laying.
The cable laying and the jointing and all this sort of stuff. They've already put that in place. Now, not everybody's done that. And so we've got a lot of things going for us at the present moment.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's...
Is that likely to be revealed sometime this year?
I think so. One of the things that's delaying everything is Telstra's mucking around
with their takeover thing.
On this takeover thing. Yeah. And so until that's out of the hair, I think you can see a lot happen. Not announcements, but they just want to get in. They don't want to get into arguments. And of course that's a problem with the Central Coast, let me tell you. Every time someone wants to do something, the NIMBYs come out of the woodwork. And
the NIMBYs.
It happened. I'll tell you what happened in Toorak in Melbourne. Now, I remember Toorak, they thought, oh, well, everyone in Toorak will want to have fibre optic into their houses. Well, the people of Toorak said, don't pull up our gardens. We're not having you around here.
Absolutely.
So it's quite likely that Toorak won't get fibre optic for 12 or 13 years.
Is that right?
Yes.
When they find an alternative to pulling up the gardens, which will be difficult, of course.
That's right. But, Wyong Council and Gosford Council, they've said to NBNco, we'll make good all of the... in fact, Wyong Council is even prepared to do a deal with them to actually to do all of the civil works.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, they've got the means of doing it.
Sure.
Yeah, they're not doing it for free.
They've got the machinery.
Not doing it for free, but they've got all the machinery, and they know where everything is.
I know where the pipes are and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's so there's a lot of pluses here on Central Coast for us to get. That would look, Peter. If we get that, that would put us at the top of innovative regions.
Well, I was going to say that would be a classic example of being innovative.
Yes.
I've got to say.
Yeah.
That's great stuff. Thank you, Edgar. Well, it's always nice to spend time with Edgar Adams, and he is today. Feeling the effects of the flu transferred from his grandchildren, I think you were saying. You're blaming the grandkids, are you?
You're not going to always blame the grandkids.
Battle through this morning. I've got to say one thing, though. Your voice is deeper when you have a bit more flu. Oh, it's much more sexy.
Oh, it's much more sexy. Oh, well, I might do something about that.
Ask your wife, she might tell you. 18 past 8, this is Coast FM.